when COVID-19 was just announced, I was asked by CBC to be on a panel with Bonnie Henry, and it was one of the first ones that CBC did with Ian Hanamansing and 3 other people. And the reason I was asked is because they knew that I had a global board and how was it impacting me. I met in Vancouver, Bonnie Henry, got to meet her. It was just like, how is it affecting me? And I said, well, here's how it's affecting me. And this was in the very early stages, is that I was promoting a global conference that was going to happen, Accelerate 2020, in May. And I'm getting some calls and some emails from my colleagues and saying, don't know yet. They didn't want to book their airline ticket. And I was saying, well, book your airline ticket because, as it gets closer, it's going to go up in price. And so then I said, I'm going to be traveling. What do I need to do to protect myself? I was having to go to Ottawa. I was having to go to Washington, D.C. Things can change so quickly. And this is a message that we all have to be aware of. And so it's one of those areas where I've talked to my chairs, I've talked to members to say, we can't predict. We just don't know. In Ottawa, I met with Janice McDonald. She says, I'm coming in May, that's no problem. So I go off on Saturday to DC, March the 7th. And I have 3 engagements that I have to do. This is how quickly things change. Everybody shows up. We do the elbow and the air kissing, sanitizing our hands all the time. Like everything's fine, up and lively. Everything is going well, March the 11th. Then I get a notice from Elise Nelson that the other event that I'm supposed to go to at the John F. Kennedy Center, where everybody's coming, Diane von Burstenberg, Sally Field, it's 2,000 people, it gets canceled. It gets moved. We get a notice, sorry, we're canceling it. We're going to June the 8th. Things just happen between Saturday and Tuesday. So I rebook my flight, and then I find out as I'm flying home from DC to Toronto to Vancouver, that anybody who has come from outside the country needs to be in isolation. And I'm sitting beside a gentleman on the plane who is coughing. So I am worried. Now there's a seat between us. I'm 30C and he's 30A, but B is not being used. And then I find out that I got to cancel. So I have to put in place within 4 to 5 days everything that I thought was going to happen. All those people in DC who said, no, I'm coming, don't worry, we're going ahead with it. And that's how life can change. It's so precious and it's so incredible that I now then thought, what can I do? I'm actually very fortunate that I already had virtual boards set up. So it was an easy thing for me to expand. But I also know that there is fear. One of the things that I had to do was to show leadership again, and leadership in a positive way. Am I worried? Yeah, I'm worried. Am I going to still have a great conference April? Yes, I think I will. But it's like I had to put into place different areas and different ways in which we can offer more. So to me, it's not just about the membership. It's also about featuring as many Grow Your Biz members, but topics too. And it doesn't only have to be members, but relevant topics. I did that, and that webinar series starts on March the 31st. You're coming up next on how do we use videos? How do we use a camera from our own home to reach out to people? Then I have other series on social media, distance marketing, etc. So I've got a series. So I've got a series of webinars, and we're going to continue to do that every month. Getting 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't care how many. They're complimentary, we're not charging, and we are reaching out not just to our members, but we're reaching out to our global world. And that's where the global connection comes in. It's like my women in Africa have already signed up. They went, wow, this is great. And the timing is good for them because I made them 9 a.m. in the morning, so I'm cognizant of that. Now I'm going to do some late in the day, so I get my Australia people, right? I'm going to do a variety. What is Grow Your Biz going to do differently that's going to help people, help members no matter where they are, help women and bring more women in? The other thing that I did, and I just sent out the first one today, is I was hearing all the confusion about what governments are offering, local, provincial, federal. What are those federal programs? What is the wage subsidy? What is EDC doing? And I called it because it was appropriate. I thought, I need a name. And my daughter, the youngest, right, who ran the magazine for me, she goes, well, Mom, why don't you use Tips for Tough Times? You already did that. And I went, brilliant, of course I will. It's like, it's it. Like, this is 1990. I just sent out the weekly, and it's going to be a weekly digest called Tips for Tough Times. This is evolving. Things are changing all the time. Here's the update. I did it for members, for our Grow Your Biz members, so they know that it's not just about coming to a meeting every month. It's about keeping in touch, learning from each other. I mean, there's all kinds of things, but it's hard to keep up. So I'm just trying to create something that can be a weekly digest that relates to the things I know. And I'm going to give tips from here. Hey, still relevant. Cash flow, still relevant, right? I'm saying that because it doesn't matter where you are located in the world, whether you're UK, Rwanda, Kenya, US, Mexico, it's relevant because we're all facing the same virus. We're all facing it. How are we coping? How are we changing? And I think virtual is the way to go. And digital is the way to connect. But we also have to give them the tips for success. But I know it's time. I know it's time, and I have to face up to it. So that's how I'm connecting globally and want to continue.